Welcome to the semester. I want to thank you for joining me in this video. This is a unique semester, not too much unlike the previous. What we're going to talk about is the class info for statics, dynamics, and fluids. All three classes are mixed technology. In the listing that we have, 1 to 49% is online, anywhere between that range. What we're going to do to fit inside that range is we're going to meet on Monday and Wednesday, but every Friday will be a virtual Friday. The first 2 Fridays will be lectures that will talk about how you'll receive those in a minute. Then every Friday after that is going to be a live question and answer session, either through WebEx or Zoom or some other type, but those are the two I'm focusing on right now. Every single minute of every class period is going to be streamed live on YouTube. I'll talk about that more in the presentation in a minute. Blackboard is going to be our basis for how we operate this class. It'll be open at or before the beginning of the official class. I will probably open it this weekend and maybe tomorrow. The lectures are actually mostly already on Blackboard. The homework is all on Blackboard, and every single assignment will be due on a Sunday night at midnight. All the topics are arranged by week. How are we going to live stream? Okay, so we're going to be using YouTube. And in YouTube, all the classes are going to be streamed. If you want to be notified, the best thing is to go to this website, YouTube, and search Dr. RMFITHEN. Once you find this, and this is where this video is actually hosted, once you find this, you can subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll receive notifications when the lecture starts. What you'll find out is at the end of the lecture, it's just going to drop off. I'm going to use this such that I can use a cell phone to stream the lecture so that I'm not dependent on anything but the text Wi-Fi. The names for each of the courses will be statics, dynamics, and fluids. That's what you're going to see, just like what you see here is intro. What you're going to see on the names is going to be statics or dynamics or fluids. All of them are listed chronologically, so if you look backwards, you can go from the previous lecture all the way back to the first lecture in that class. There are already people, COVID, this is the topic of the day. There are already people who've sent me emails that they are in quarantine. Some people are going to miss the whole first week. This is not the only reason I stream the class, but this is why I stream every single minute of the class. The new rule kind of looks like the attendance is taken through Blackboard. Therefore, when you log into Blackboard, that equals an attendance. So that's this right here. As a result, you actually do not have to attend in person to receive the lectures and to do the homework and the test, which I'll talk about the test later. And currently, at this very second, I have the final scheduled as in person during the final period that the university has set. But I'll be asking permission to give the final online, and I'll communicate with you later on that when I get my answer back. In-class policy. I've established this is something new where no cell phones or laptops are to be used in the class during the lecture time. First of all, over the years, I've found it to be highly distractive to others in the classroom to the point where it has simply destroyed the lecture, abolished it. It significantly slows the presentation of the class material over the whole semester. And there are many studies that have shown that that type of allowing this to occur really hurts learning. I'm going to basically put an infraction rule, and that is if there are any infractions to this rule, extra problems, not the same, but more problems will be added to the final exam that are directly related to the topic that's being presented that day during the disruption. So, and this is a situation where one person can hurt everyone else in the classroom. So I'm asking you to have that respect for each other, and we'll go from there. COVID, again, there's still a mask mandate on campus. If you go to the main website, you'll see this area right here that you can click on. It will take you to a pandemic recovery page. And if you click on this, you'll go on and find the whole information about everything there. So with that, I'm going to go into more detail. I'm going to drop my head off the picture, and we're going to go into a little bit more related directly to how the course looks in Blackboard. Okay, I have to apologize about this. The screen I'm using is fairly small, so unless I can do okay, there we go. So let's take a look at this. What I like to do is go to the top of the courses and pick the semester I'm mostly interested in. I'm just going to pick one of the representative courses. The structure is going to be very similar on all of them. So I'll go to statics. If we go to content, okay, again, I'm going to drop it down in size. So let's continue with this. We've got this little blue area that if you hover over, you can have these things reappear. I get a little bit different set than you do, but this is the structure of the course. Okay, this video is sitting right here. The YouTube site. Okay, so if you click right here, it will launch the channel. Okay, now of course I'm logged in as myself, so you see a big D here, but what you should see is DR RM Fithin. As we go through this, what you'll find is that you should find something here where you could hit subscribe once you get launched. The videos will appear in this list or in this list. What is going to happen, I'm going to bring 2 cell phones to class. I'm going to use one as a reference, and the other one is going to be live streaming. During the live stream, you'll be able to pick up the live stream. Once it ends, it just disappears. It drops you completely off. Then what will happen is I'll have to go in my phone and touch a button, and then it will be made public, and then you can go back and look at it. So if you miss the class, or you want to go back and look at the lectures, they'll be all in this video list. And again, they come chronologically: 2 days ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, so on and so forth. So the further down you go, the older these videos are. And you can see the first one I dropped more than 10 years ago. Here's the grading and the course structure, course grade and course structure. What you see is the homework's due every Sunday night, or not every, but we'll look at the schedule in a minute, at midnight. Um, the due dates will occur on Sunday, one full week past when the course material is covered. The course will have 2 tests and 1 in-class final exam. Now, again, this in-class, we might change that, might be able to change that. This is the percent distribution. 18% is going to come from the homework, 31% from this test 01, 31% from test 02, 17% from the final, and this federal attendance module that sits over here. Okay, if you're late, and you can receive a buy during your illness. Late homework. Okay, late homework. This is something I've added this semester. Late homework will receive a 50% point deduction, and there'll be 12 homeworks, 4 of which will be just completely dropped out. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why this is important going forward. The 2 tests are online. Therefore, once the due date's reached, the test will be just drop out, and there'll be no late exams accepted. The due date on test 1 is going to be, I believe, April 14th, because April 15th is the drop day. And I think that at that point, you'll be informed, and at that point, it's a lost cause. If you're not going to finish that test should be easily doable by that time. Here's the course conduct with no laptops or cell phones allowed. And each time the cell phone or laptop is opened, there'll be an extra assignment associated with the lecture topic. It will be added to the final exam. The lectures will be live streamed. That's the link that we clicked a minute ago. And in order for you to get notifications of the live stream, you need to subscribe to the account. And then you need to go to your own cell phone and try to set that up so that you can get notifications. Your cell phone will give you notifications. Exam website. Now that is, and it's not set up yet. It will be set up 2 weeks or 14 days into the semester. The reason I'm waiting those 2 weeks or 14 days is that that's when the roll is set. Once the roll is set, in other words, there's no more people added to the roll, I'll transfer all the roll over into this system, and you can start coming in and taking your test. I'll go ahead and show you CPO1 because this is a common problem that exists on all of them. Now, I don't allow 10 attempts on all of them, just this one. All of them usually have 5, and I usually don't allow 5 hours. With this one, I'm just testing the system. So you have a triangle, you have the data for the problem, the side links, and then the number of degrees in that location C up here. And correct answers will be within 5%. What's the length of the side, the angle A and B, and what's the sum of the angles? Well, I know the sum of the angles, 180. I can do a finish the attempt. It's going to say, hey, are you sure? If you want to submit them all, then you submit them all. And I only got 25% right. I did not get there. It's not answered, but the correct answer was 45. This correct answer is 138. And this one's 8.92 apparently. So this one was kind of a sliver. Here's a video. Once you hit the solution, sometimes a light brown box will show up with a suggestion. Sometimes it won't. Just kind of depends. So this is how the test will be done. And if they allow me to do a final, I'll put it on this this system. If we go back, let's go back. Let's see. I'm going to try to see how do I get out of here without having to conk out of the whole system. Let's see. Let's see. I might end up conking out of the whole system. Yeah, I did. So let's go back to statics. Shrink the page down. Okay, it's sending me straight to the federal attendance module. I think you need to finish it. There's the COVID considerations for the fall. There's some info for the fall, but this is okay. This is the same regardless. Here's some Blackboard, Twitter, and Moodle tours. Some information on the homework. How do you do it? How do you set up your homework? What's it supposed to be done? Go through and read that. And let's take a look at what things might look like. Let's look at week 3. Now, all the courses have week 1 to 5 already open. So if you look at it, what you'll see, now in yours you'll see a little bit different. I believe you see one at a time. You'll see a video. For example, this one, 19 minutes. Shoot. Okay, wait a minute. That was 19 minutes. This one, 40 minutes. And this one, 24 minutes. So there's a fair amount of material out there to support you through this. The lectures in class, what I'm going to do is just basically walk in the door and start lecturing. And that's it. Go back to content. And here, let's see, what can we do now? I can roll down. That's about it. So if, for example, you begin to wonder, hey, I'm in dynamics, I'm not in statics, not too surprisingly, look, it's very much the same. It says almost the same thing, except when you hit the materials, so I'm in dynamics here. Hang on. Give me a second. Okay, so here we go. So here's a 41-minute. This is week 3. This is a 16-minute, a little shorter. And this is a 23-minute. So a lot of the material is already there. It is possible to exist and do the homeworks off of the lectures that are there. Homeworks. Here we see at the very bottom, HW. Everything's going to be listed as HW and then a number beside it. You go down here to attach files. You hit it. Actually, let me go back to this. This should be done a little differently. You hit the homework and you go to a page like here. It tells you the due date. Points possible. All of them are going to be 10. Has the homework right here. You can download it, work it on the page or work it however you want, and then turn it in later. The way you can do that is you can take a picture of it and you can upload it, browse local files, attach it, and push it up there, and it basically is on the Blackboard system to be graded. Now, if you look a couple of items up, you'll see a course calendar. Now my space is kind of cramped here, but what you see is I'm obviously making this lecture on Thursday, the 7th, 8th, and then this is the first day of classes. If you look, you'll see homeworks. You'll see, okay, this is for dynamics. Edit this assignment, do things with it. It looks like the purplish one is for fluids, and the pinkish one looks like statics. So let's go month to month and we'll see what you see. They're all lining up on Sunday. And you go down, you see a break right here. I think spring break sits right here. So I didn't make one due here because that's inside of spring break. You know, I kind of consider spring break to occur starting here and ending here. So I'm not giving you one the first weekend of spring break or the last weekend. And then you get back up to speed during this week. Um, Now, the 27th is here. So you see the calendar sits here. That's the 27th of March. This is the 27th of March too. This is the overlap. So this is April, and this is April 1st right here. So we go on, and the last, you see nothing in May. That's because that's the beginning of your finals. So here's all your assignments with a calendar timing on them. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else that I might have forgotten. Content, everything is there. And for the most part, you know how to operate inside Blackboard, I think, by now. So I would run down through here. When you hit the week 01, that's where the meat of the course starts. These little book icons mean that there's material inside that. If I go to student preview mode, this is the way you see it. So you go down, this is what you're going to see. You can see these, you won't have those extra menu items down there. Then when you hit, say, week 3, it looks a little different. What you see is you only see one video, and you see that you've highlighted it. You can watch it there, or you can go and say watch it on YouTube, and it'll launch it out over onto a YouTube channel. Now some of these are listed on another channel I've got. Then you can go to 2, and you can go to 3, look at all 3 videos, or you can go straight to the homework and take a look at it. So this is the way it looks from your preview. The homework PDF just sits right down here. The submission is, once you do it, you can take a picture with your cell phone, turn it into a PDF, and if you can figure out how to upload it there, or you can send it to yourself in an email, and then from the computer that you might sit at, you can browse the local file, find it, and push it up there. So we're going to exit the preview. I don't know what it's going to look like. Okay, it sends us right back here. And that's pretty much it. I'll make a video a little bit more detail when we start getting into the exam site, how you can make your way through this. I already do have one, but I might update it a little bit. Like I said, right now you don't have an account there, but that will change soon. Okay, so for now I think that's enough material, and we'll just go on from here.